Hi, welcome to Pagan Goddess Tarot, and I am doing the Celtic Cross reading, and this is going to be for Gemini. Keep in mind this is a general collective reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And remember, sometimes it doesn't resonate until later, so if that starts to happen, it's quite common. You're more than welcome to go back to the channel and rewatch any of the videos that you'd like. So let's get started. I'm taking one from the Animal Spirit Oracle deck. And the first one is Frog Spirit. And it's telling you to clear the clutter. Okay? Whether that's the clutter from your house, clutter from your brain, just clear the clutter. Alright, so I'm taking two from the Angels and Ancestors. And these are very powerful messages. A lot of times they coordinate with the tarot portion of the reading, not always, but they are always a powerful message. Okay, so Moon, take note of intuitive messages. Okay, trust your intuition. A lot of times, you know, you have other senses. We rely on sight a lot, okay? And there are people that are blind. Once they lose their eyesight, their other senses kick in more like kind of in overtime. And they find that their other senses are more acute. Okay, so that's kind of what it is. That's why sometimes in martial arts they train you after a certain point. They don't start off that way, but they'll train you and they'll put a blindfold on you so that you can sense what's around you and you learn to follow that intuition. Okay, and then we have Stargazer, and Stargazer is telling you to set your sights higher. Whatever it is that you have set your sights on, I'm going to be moving these in a minute anyways. Whatever you have set your sights on, it's probably not nearly as big as what Spirit has in mind for you. Okay? So I'm going to move these off to the side. I may refer to them throughout the reading. The Celtic Cross is a large spread, so you know, I need the room. More or less, that's what we're talking about. I just need the room. So, what have we got for Gemini? What have we got for Gemini? The Knight of Cauldrons. Okay. So, are you planning on offering your cup of love or thinking about it? Or is there somebody special in your mind or your mind's eye? This is somebody that is definitely considering making that trip to that castle to offer their love to someone. The problem is they're kind of at an impasse. It's not insurmountable. There's actually a bridge down on this end. Okay, I'm sorry. The mirror image sometimes messes me up. All right, so he's trying to find his way. And you may be trying to find your way. He's trying to find the way. It's not that he can't do it. It's that he's come to an impasse and he has to consider how he's going to do it. Because it's important. So, you know, he wants to do it right. Alright. So, this is a point where you start listening to your intuition, okay? This is where you start thinking about there's got to be a way over this river, okay? This dragon may or may not have wings. We can't see from this angle. But the bird does. The bird is a messenger too. So, you know, he will eventually either send the bird to find what he's looking for, okay? And sometimes, as odd as that sounds, because birds are often messengers, so sometimes the birds bring us messages. And I think this is maybe one of those bird moments where You know, they are telling you to set your sights a lot higher. Not necessarily in love, but clear out the clutter, whatever it is. You know, sometimes we get so, I've got to do this, and oh my gosh, this has to be done, and oh, especially if you're in preparation of something, like you're preparing for a party, and everything goes off without a hitch, but you're just all, you know, your house may be have look like you're doing presents, and you know, it looks like a paper mache factory in there or something. It's part of the process. Okay, so, but eventually you get it organized and you start clearing away the clutter. Okay, so you have the packages all put nice and done, and you know, bows and whatnot, and you have them all organized and as where they go. That's part of it. And so as that happens, you start to feel more calm. Okay, and I think that's just kind of that stage you're in. You're in excited, and okay, you know. And once you start clearing that out, you can think very clearly, and you start following your intuition. But there's something that you're being called to do, and I don't think you see it yet. Okay. Okay. Now, what's crossing you is you have a lot of heavy burdens. And again, this is another traveler trying to, well, it's typically you, but you know, this is what's challenging you. You can't seem to get to that castle. You have a lot of burdens. And I mean, you know, but the point is that you are moving forward. You are continuing walking. If you stop to rest, but don't stop to quit. Okay? Because that is where you're going to lay your burdens down. That's where your Ten of Pentacles is. Okay? And sometimes, what do they call it? A hard road to travel? Well, I know. I think my great uncle used to tell me it's a hard road to hoe. Because they literally, oh, he had a tractor, but, you know, in the old days, you know, they had to literally hoe to make rows to grow vegetables. Now, what you do have going for you is you are coming into this as the King of Pentacles. This is somebody that's mastered this earthy energy, and it's also monetary energy. Okay, the King of Pentacles understands abundance. He knows how to build abundance. He knows how to carry a lot of heavy burdens. He also knows how to attract abundance. Okay, which is where a lot of people, because he's mastered this skill. Okay, but there's also this thing about being grounded. The King of Pentacles is very grounded. The earth signs are typically are grounded. They're very methodical, meticulous, and they build. They're very good builders, and they're also, they like their finery because they end up building themselves up, but they are not afraid to you know, change into work clothes and get out there and help you fix your car, or teach you how to fix your car more so than just helping you. They teach you how to do it so that you can find your own abundance, right? They're not afraid of hard work. No, in the past, Five of Swords. All right. This is brutal, and it can be in more than one context. Because in this one, this is somebody that has been through the ringer. They've been really, really hurt and devastated. But there's another deck that depicts this as the prince coming down out of the tower, because he sees some people coming in and wreaking havoc in the marketplace, I would say. And so he comes down, and he's not playing with them. You know, you're messing with my people. You've injured my people. You've hurt people. You may have even killed people, and I'm not putting up with it. And he promptly defeats them and takes their swords, and they have to walk away in shame. So it can be taken either way. You have a lot of hard work ahead of you. So when you get these kinds of cards, you know, there's often more than one meaning. So if this is your past and you went through a lot of conflict, then this is where you're clearing out the clutter. That's the past. Let it go. Okay? Learn the lesson, but let the pain go. Okay? It will teach you something. It's building you up for something else. Something much better. Okay? And that's where your intuition has to come in. Don't stay in those kind of energies. Okay? And again, sometimes, and this is basically contemplation. This is trying to see things from a different perspective. You know, because if this isn't working for you, maybe you should look at it a little bit differently. Why isn't it working for you? Right? You know, if your battery is dead and you go out there and you try to start the car and start the car and start the car, and all it does is go, all you're doing is wearing your battery down worse. Where you could have just charged the battery, but you may not know that. You could have just charged the battery. Now you have to buy a new one because you like absolutely drained it. So sometimes you can dig yourself a hole by doing the same thing over and over. So sometimes you have to step back and say, well, how do we charge a battery? And then, you know, I mean, you might go get your next door neighbor or your dad or your whatever, you know, and they know how to do it. So you got to look at things in a different perspective, okay? Because just because you had your heart broken, just because you walked away from a situation, doesn't mean that there's no life afterwards. I'm going to be miserable. Oh, yeah, no. That's and there's a difference between being morbid after a tower moment. Speaking of which, I just pulled a tower moment. After a tower moment, then learning from it. Okay? So sometimes we have these to shake away the clutter, to get rid of the debris. And it's showing that I'm going to go with this as your past because it's a contrast. You went from this tower moment, and now in the future, they're showing you going to this celebration of life. The celebration of life. So tell me more about Gemini. Okay. Well, they want you to think like the King of Swords. Okay. Yes, we know. We all have emotions. He has emotions. Actually, if you look at, in this deck, if you look at the Queen's throne, she actually has a chalice carved into her throne. But they don't use their emotions to make their decisions. They see things from a much higher perspective because they've been through so much for so long, but they gained wisdom. And they've learned sometimes emotions are not our friends. Okay? They can complicate decisions. And I used this analogy not too long ago about the fact is that a widow or a widower, it doesn't matter. No context, it doesn't matter. Gender neutral. So the point is the first 3 years after your spouse, significant other, whatever, passes. Okay, those are the most emotional, tumultuous, grievous times of your life. You are in no shape to make decisions, which is why you should always have wills and things in place ahead of time so that it's not chaos. Just speaking from experience. But those are the worst times to be making decisions, and those are the times that you have to be making the most logical decisions of your life. They're going to affect you for the rest of your life. Okay? That's why you have those things in place. And the point to this is if you've gone through a rough time, use your logic to make your decisions, not your emotions, because when you're in a really emotional state, you don't think clearly. Okay? And all of us go through those types of times, but you're going into this, your environment right now is you're having to make a decision, and I think you're coming out of that and you're learning that what you have going for you is that King of Pentacles. Grounded, abundant, knowing how to work abundance using his logic, okay? Her. I'm just looking at what's on the card, okay? So you have to make a decision. Are you going to linger in the past, or are you going to clear out the clutter? But you need to follow your intuition, because you're not meant to stay there. You're meant to heal and grow, okay? This is shadow work. This is learning to understand, you know, and face things about yourself that you didn't know, okay? All right. And hopes and fears. If you can do this, you can balance out your spiritual and your material plane. Okay, this is blessed by Alwyn, and it can lead to great fertility. Look, there is creation. There's a new beginning there with that egg, and fertility with the snake. So that's a new creation and abundance. You could be building something. Okay. And they, oh, speaking of which, they want you to master this. They want you to master something, or you're going to get through this. You're going to master whatever this is, okay? And at the bottom of the deck, I have a magician, and I just had to look. I can't stand it. You have the magician. You can manifest anything that you want, okay? You just have to get your head right, and you are, okay? You can manifest anything you want. Now, normally I don't do the cards this way, but, okay? This was the bottom of the deck, but the card behind it slid out so I could see it, and that's the Chariot. Once you gain your footing, once you get some of the clutter cleared out, you're going to be able to move forward, and you're going to be balanced. You're going to be focused. You're going to be able to create something. You're going to be able to build something. So think really big. Think big, okay? Because it's a lot bigger than you think it is, okay? So I'm going to move some of the cards around. Sorry, it's chilly here, so I'm going to move some of the cards around so I don't have, when I clarify, I don't have cards and cards piled up on each other. I'm using the Marchetti Tarot Royale. So this message, you are coming out of this conflict, and you are learning how to celebrate life. If you aren't now, you will be. Okay? Because the Spirit is judging in your favor. And here you're carrying a lot of heavy burdens. And you're moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Okay? Just keep moving forward, because your ships are coming in. And again, you're moving forward towards victory. You know, she's balanced. When she finds her balance and figures out what she's doing, there's no stopping her. And again, then don't set your sights low. Go high. If you want to be a pentacle, be the King of Pentacles. Okay? Don't worry about the conflict. Let everybody else compete. You just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll have a new beginning. Now, this is love, typically, and so it's almost always read as a new beginning in love, as in a new relationship. But look, there's a lot of communication going on. There's a lot of intuition going on with all that moon. There is your third eye opening there, and this cup, your cup runneth over. I know it's a Bible quote, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anybody, so, I mean, it is what it is. And I see you moving out of that conflict. You're moving out of that storm, and you're coming into a new day dawning, okay? You're getting there. You're getting there. You're understanding that you're not trapped, or you wouldn't be moving away. So you're looking at things from a higher perspective. Okay, I'm not trapped, but how do I progress forward? How do I do this? Understand you have options. A lot of times we don't see the options, okay, because they haven't come towards us yet. Now, these are messages. You know, you may get a series of messages in the future. You probably will. Because having options and listening to messages that are coming in for you, okay, are coming in for you. All right. And again, you are the wounded warrior. You've been through a lot, but you've also learned a lot. That's why you can think like the King of Swords. All right. And this is going to bring you to your path. It's illuminating your path, especially the seeing things from a higher perspective. That is what you have here. He definitely is seeing things from a higher perspective. And it illuminates your path, and your ancestors are trying to guide you. Okay? So open up and listen. And you'll be shocked at how easily it comes. And then you'll be able to take charge of your life with authority. All right? So, but you have to make the decision to move forward. You have to make the decision to understand that you're not trapped. You can walk away. You have options, and you can do other things. Okay? Because when we get into grief or really emotional times, it's hard to understand that. What am I going to do? You know? You're going to put one foot in front of the other, and you're going to move forward. You're going to go into hermit mode. You're going to get some rest. You're going to recharge your batteries. And you're going to figure out what your true wish fulfillment is. And then that's going to put you on your path. And the path will lead to fertility and abundance. You have ultimate happiness. Okay? Ultimate happiness. And up here, once you learn to balance it, once you understand how to manifest things, you know, how to balance your spiritual and your material plane, you're going to come into Empress Energy. And you may not think that now, but you have already opened a new cycle. Okay? You have the strength to manifest whatever you want. You just have to master the skills, okay? You just have to master the skills. This is karmic justice coming in for you. It's balancing the scales of justice and leading you to victory, okay? You can manifest whatever you want. Victory, okay? So I really think you're coming out of some kind of upheaval. You're coming out of the storm, okay? And you know, there's nothing wrong with that. You just don't stay stuck in that energy. Don't feel trapped in that energy. You know, you have a lot of options, and you can move forward. I mean, you can move forward with serious abundance. That's what they're telling you. Don't, okay, well, I'm going to go get a little apartment. No, I'm going to build a business and build an empire, okay? That's what they're trying to get across to you. You can manifest anything you want. You just have to get yourself into that mindset. All right. So I'm going to pull a couple of Archangel cards and see what the angels have to say. All right. Healthy lifestyle. Archangel Raphael. Eat a healthful diet. Get adequate sleep and exercise regularly for optimal health. Sorry, it's hard to see sometimes in here. All right, one more, please. One more for Gemini. Sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. And at the bottom of the deck, we have gentleness. Archangel Sandalphon. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. Okay? And that's very important as well. I mean, if you have harsh people, naysayers, you know,